What's going on, guys? Bring your friends here, and today I'm showing you a SWTOR SOA walkthrough tutorial on the Eternity Vault normal mode. Pretty much he's in a big round room. He starts off immune and then you start to do damage to him, and this guy is on enrage timer, so you have to DPS him down as fast as you can. And the first phase, what you have to watch out for are those big pools of green in my top right hand, top left hand corner. Pretty much just like an AoE that lightning shoots down from it. It's kind of the same as a acid effect in Hut Ball. If you ever played it, just does a ticking damage over time, but it hits you for a fucking truckload, so be sure to stay out of that. Now once you get him to, I believe, 75%, he's going to turn immune again by his green orb, and everyone needs to get out of the two outer rings or whatever. I just pulled that guy to get him to safety, and he's going to knock the two inner rings out. Now basically what you need to do is work your way down, and while you're working your way down the little catacombs or whatever, you need to take out those little orange pillars on your way down. That takes off a debuff off the boss, and he just hits for a little bit less damage. It proves to be very effective or whatnot, so be sure to take those out. What we've been failing on or whatever was the fall itself or whatnot, more than the actual boss. In phase 2, you need to take out these mine traps. What that does is it randomly targets a player and teleports him below, and basically he will not get out until those mine traps are gone and or destroyed. So basically take out the mine traps first, go back to the boss. That little ball to my right is a lightning sphere, does a lot of damage, AoE, very random. Just be sure to kite away from it best you can. So pretty much just do, you know, a lot of damage on the boss as much as possible, and also keeping track on the orb. I actually get sucked in the orb this time, and this is a first-person view of what happens. Just looks like a clone of him appears, and you just DPS it down until your buddies take out the actual mine trap up top, and then you just go back to the position you were in. Always go west once his immunity comes back up, because it seems like going west is always the way to go before the two outer rings collapse and you just move on to the next phase. And there's another mine trap to my left, so everyone needs to take it out, and I believe he's about to hit his outer rings out pretty soon, so we're trying to blow that up as fast as humanly possible, because that's one thing we've had a little bit of trouble on too. What if someone gets in a mine trap and the rings fall? What do? Do we leave that guy to die? Of course not. So you have to really be aware of the mine traps or whatnot before you go down. And the third and final stage is basically you get them down to the bottom, and these pillars automatically spin. The tank has to get this guy under the pillar drops, breaks him from his immunity, and you do as much damage as possible. And then after a certain amount of time, his immunity comes back up and another pillar appears, in which the tank has to drag him to the next pillar or whatever, and then do as much damage as possible. So that, and also dealing with mine traps. And also another thing I forgot to mention, in phase 1 and 2, a random player of the raid will be just spun around the room. Be sure to top that player off, or they will most likely die, and it will probably affect your raid very significantly, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. So another mine trap there. Pillar takes out the SOA guy. We decided to take out the mine trap first instead of taking out SOA, just so we can have whatever member of our party back in our ranks before we DPS him down. So pretty much same thing. His immunity goes back up, another pillar, rinse and repeat. Now we're just trying to line them up. And wham bam, thank you, man. That fight isn't really that hard. What what killed us once or twice was actually taking the fall damage from the pillars. We were either just being too lazy or not really looking around for our surroundings for the most part. But other than that, this battle is pretty much pure tank and spank, so it wasn't really that hard once you knew where to run after each phase, which was always west. Because if not, you'll waste a lot of time running all the way around the ring and then dropping, and then because if you don't run all the way down in a certain amount of time, the rings will just literally drop and you will die. And that's the entire fight. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, share it with your friends if they need it, and I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.